words, I do think that this bill is politically suspect in its motivation. But secondly, for nearly a year now, the President and the Secretary...
And a guy that switched his vote and turned his back in Desert Storm.
Gentlemen will suspend. Gentlemen will please take their seats and cease.
Yeah, Duke was a bit of a jerk there, interrupting me, and Steny Hoyer wanted his words taken down. I didn't want his words taken down. I didn't want him to apologize. I wanted to deal with this the way they would in South Boston. Duke gave his speech, and then I walked up behind Duke and I put my hands on his shoulders and said, well, we've got to walk outside. And he said, no, we're not. And I said, yeah, we are. I wound up kind of lifting his jacket, his shoulders up a bit, and just kind of pushed him, I'm afraid, up the aisle. And then we got to the doors, and he stopped, and so I pushed him through the door. And so the doors slammed, they reverberated, and woke everyone up. We swung at each other. I think our fists may have connected, and unfortunately, Duke broke his hand. But at that point, Bob Dornan busted through the door, and he was screaming, I'm going to kick your blank and Irish blank. And then George Miller came out and grabbed Bob Dornan under the neck and held him up. Bob was kind of kicking at me, so I asked George to drop him so I could hit him, because I wasn't going to hit him while George was holding him. And he says, you can't hit me, you can't hit me, I'm a presidential candidate, I'm protected, you can't hit me. And then Bill Baker came in, grabbed Obie's arm. So Obie turned on Baker and said, let go of my arm or I'll put your ass on the floor. They started scuffling, swinging at each other like this kind of wildly. And then all of the police came. It looked kind of like a bench-clearing brawl. So anyways, it's eventually settled down. I looked for Duke, and he was actually crying. He was upset about it. I think both because he had broken his hand, but he was also had just gotten carried away. So I said I was sorry and started talking with him, and we actually became friends.